Hi, I'm Stephen Head from Archery Supplies. This is the Dominator Duo with SE cams. Now, PSE have had the SE cam for a number of years, and I'm very familiar with the SE cam. I've shot it on a number of bows: Super Focus, Perform, and there's probably a bow there I've forgotten about. But anyway, this cam is different. It shoots 340 feet per second, which means it's going to be harder than the normal SE cam, and very little valley in this bow. So to draw this bow back, I've wound it down. So this is a 60-pound bow and I've wound it down. So to make it a little bit more easy for me to draw, because I was struggling with the M2 cam at 60 pound and I struggled with it even winding down 2 turns. So I still struggle with it. Other bows I can draw easy on 60. Now that's because the bow's faster. It's a 350 feet per second bow. This bow's a 340 feet per second bow, so it means it's going to be harder. Now, I had a question last week from a customer, and they were interested in buying a Mathews, and they said, let's say the bow's 28 inches. They say, what's 28 inches? And we said, it's the draw length, 28 inches. And he said, but what does it feel like? And we're like, well, we don't know. So he goes, well, I'll buy the bow elsewhere. So anyway, now, all bows are measured the same. I'm going to say that up front. But bows feel different. Don't ask me why, it's just the way it is. Which is really good if you've got a cam you can adjust to make it feel longer or shorter and try stuff out. Because some bows feel shorter, some feel longer. I had 2 Performs, identical Performs. I had one set on 28.5 and one set on 29 inches. I never noticed until I checked the letter on the cam. Now with the SE cam, you can adjust the let off by moving it forward or back. You can get different modules. This comes with a low let off module. If you want high let off, you can buy one of those. They cost about $120 for the modules. The SE2 cam, you can move left or right. You'll need a bow press to do that, and it's got these little wedges which click in, click out. So it's kind of like the shim system, but they clip in, clip out, so you don't have to take the whole wheel off. So it's not as friendly as some of the other cams, some of the cams which are made by other bow manufacturers to tune, but it's easier than shimming the bow left and right. Okay, so you need a bow press, you need to buy a shim kit to tune it. Now with this bow, I've fitted a blade rest, a sight. I haven't fitted a peep sight to it, stabilizer, so it's a target set up. So I want to see what this feels like compared to other target bows, how it feels like to the other PSEs I've performed. Now the D loop's too long. Okay, so originally I set this bow at 29 inches, felt too long, so then I set it at 28.5. Still felt too long, so now I've set it at 28 inches, and I think it feels pretty comfortable. I've only shot one arrow, so we're going to shoot now and see how it feels to shoot. Just, the shock, how the vibration feels, see what the accuracy is like. Because I want to get a feel for what this bow is like compared to the M2 cam. Okay, so the bow's substantially faster. When I hit the valley, and it's on maximum let off now, it feels like my other bows with the let off set to minimum. So this feels substantially harder to anchor. You can't really feel the bow hit the valley. You can't really feel the valley. You just feel it stop. You don't feel the peak. You just feel it stop. So you don't really... It feels like a fair bit of... It feels like it's a very low let off. I think it's 75, but it feels very, very low. Which is one of the things, the draw length to me still feels a little bit long at 28. And it's a problem with bows that are modular or draw length specific, because you'll get the bow and you'll go, oh, it feels a little bit long, I'll buy a module. So I'll buy the 28.5 inch module, cost you $120. You get it, and you fit it, and you go, oh, it still feels a bit long. I'll go and buy the 28 inch module, another 128. And then you're like, oh, I don't know if I like the let off. Go and buy another module. I've had customers who brought 8 modules and I'm like, we're over this, we're just buying a bow that's adjustable. And I'm not having to go at Mathews, I know I sound like I am. It's just adjustability is a really nice feature to make a bow feel the way you want it to feel. Now at the end of the day, does it make any difference? Probably not, you just got to go and shoot more arrows. There is enough archers shooting these bows, the SEs or the M2s, who are shooting really well, that the bow is a good bow. It's just how does it feel to you as far as being comfortable for how much you shoot. Now when it comes out, the bow feels fast. This little stabilizer is probably going to pop off. It feels really, really fast. Now the M2 is 10 feet per second faster, but like I shot my Elite Verdict at 60 pounds. It is so slow compared to this bow, and it feels it. And I'm not saying the Verdict's not a good bow, because it clearly is a good bow. It's just the speed difference. This feels like a rocket to shoot. Now the Australian match play or nationals was on today. The young man who won it was shooting a PSE Dominator, the actual one I did the review with. So the one I did the review with, the green one, he shot and won. So, so it just gets back to what you like the feel of. And I'll say a lot of it gets back to training, how much you train and how much work you put in. He puts in lots of work. This bow, I like, it feels fast. And I'm a bit confused whether I like, for me, the Supra and all the Supras and the Performs, and I still feel like I'm missing a bow in there. They all felt identical as far as how they draw, how they hold. I shot 40s, I shot 37s, they all felt the same. There was really no difference, which is very hard to do a sales job when the bows feel the same. This feels completely different. It's much, much faster. Now I don't know where the arrows are going. Now when I'm aiming, I don't know if you saw it then, the sight pin disappeared and I couldn't see what I was doing, and I basically closed my eye and I refocused and the sight pin came back. So look, that's probably not going to happen if you've got a peep sight, because it focuses stuff up. So, but if you do have that, just close your eye and close the other eye, and then the focus should come back and you should be able to see it again clearly. I'm going to fire one more. Look, I feel like I'm aiming well. There's not the motion forward that I normally feel with the Supra. The Supra sort of jumps forward in my hand a bit more. This one's a little bit more dead in the hand. See the limbs a bit more parallel than the Supra. I just want to have one more shot. I felt like I lifted this shoulder here. Felt strain on it. This is one reason why I always recommend the bow to be easier to shoot, so you can work on your form. Alright, let's go down and have a look. Now, to me, the grip feels different to the Supra and the Perform that I've shot in the past. It feels more rounded. It feels narrower. Feels more Hoyt-like. And I don't know if the specs are the same, but it feels different to me. It's not a bad thing. It feels different. Where most of the other PSEs all felt the same. So this one feels different, it shoots different, the cams feel different. The cams feel substantially faster, you feel more sight cam loose. It's the thing with a faster bow. If you've got less expensive gear, that's more prone to come loose. It's going to be an issue on a faster bow. Let's go and take a look. Well, the grip wasn't horrible. Look, it wasn't fantastic, but the bow to me felt more controllable than the M2 Dominator. Yes, it's slower, but it felt more controllable. I felt like I can control it more. Now, the question I would have, if I wound down the Dominator with the M2 cam to, let's say, 54 pounds, then it would be easier to draw, and would I shoot that bow better? And I think the answer is yes, I would shoot it better. So even though the bow's faster, I can shoot it at lower poundage and still get the same sort of speed out of it. So, but if you can shoot them both well at 60 pounds, then you gain substantially more speed out of the M2, if that makes sense, than an equivalent bow. So overall, I'm going to say it feels different to the other PSEs I've shot in the past, and that's, the NXTs and stuff like that. It feels significantly faster. It's not a full throttle fast, but it's definitely up there in that sort of realms of what it feels like to shoot. I think if you shoot a lot, this bow will shoot well for you. But if you are a beginner, a novice archer, an archer who shoots once a week, and you still wanted this bow, then I would look for high let-off. So in the valley's just a bit easier to aim, because I think you'd want a bit more valley in there. This is a bow which is built for top-of-the-line competition, and that means you're going to shoot all the time, and for those people, the bow's going to shoot fine. So which one do I prefer? I would definitely shoot the SE Cam without too much of a thought. Although if the SE Cam became smooth to draw and smooth to shoot, I would definitely look at the ME Cam, SE2 Cam, for extra speed. So it all gets back to how strong you are, how smooth you are at drawing the bow, and how easy the bow is to shoot. So beginners start off with something smooth, forgiving, easy to shoot, and then work your way up. That would be my advice. So the PSE, bit of things about PSE: really good customer service, backup warranty, best in the industry. The quickest to get parts out. The wait time on these bows, probably right now you're looking around 6 or 7 weeks from the time you order it. Most of the times PSE don't have them in stock. Most of the time they'll have to be built for you. Price point, it's high. 2,500 Australian dollars, so it puts it a little bit under the Hoyt, puts it a little bit under Bowtech. In Australia, it puts it higher This bow is higher than the Mathews title and higher than the other Mathews in the past. And I think that's just an Australian specific thing, because the title in America sells for about $2,000 US. And here, when you convert the title, what we saw a title for in Australia, Mathews title, it's $1,500 American dollars. So we are $600 cheaper for a title than the Americans. So I think that's just pricing for Australia. So that's the Dominator Duo. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Remember, the more you shoot, the better you shoot. Thanks for watching. Bye.